remix. Wave till they see sick. Do it right the first time, they all try to remix. Yeah, they grinded, but we grinded different. Tell them they time is ticking, but we time a fish. Bet not leave a minute, stop it. Something like the goat off in that pocket. Whole squizzy riding with me, who gon' stop it? My day ones had to dance at the beginning. So you know it's only right, that's how we end. Came all the way from losing to winning. Yeah, I did it. But it ain't just me, it's the whole team. Share it with the whole team. Congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no hiding. It's the whole team. Share it with the whole team. Congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no hiding.
Yeah. Hold up, it ain't easy breaking away or being a great. They slamming the door, I'm jumping the gate. Cause a starving stomach like being punched in the face. And an instrumental was the last time that I ate food from home.
First opened in 2017, there's a look at the beautiful state-of-the-art Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, GA. Today, our new season begins with an NFC South matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. Younghoe Koo all set to do the honors, and we are underway from Atlanta. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. From nearby Norcross, Georgia, it's Alvin Kamara. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. On 2nd and 12, Winston. There's Chris Olave. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Falcons grab it. They find some open field here. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
He's got exactly what you're looking for. The ability to not just diagnose a play and quickly, but to make a play as well. Nice job there tackling him for a loss.
On 2nd and 11 now. Winston. Throwing out right here, caught by Olave. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And he is going to have a Saints first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to the ground, it's Kamara. And they're Reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Play fake. Winston. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Give the sack to Lorenzo Carter.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is 3rd and goal. Jameis to throw it. Under pressure, they got him again. A tough time to take the sack. Now it's 4th and goal, and that's a loss of 6. The kick by Lutz is good. Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of Week 1. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield, mission accomplished, points on the board.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready at their own 18. Now Patterson to start the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Second and 11. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. Ritter and the Falcons need an answer, and a big play here on 3rd and long following the sack. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Patterson. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
2nd down and inches. That's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. And there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Another completion right back to Patterson. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Well, it seems pretty clear on this opening drive that they want to get him involved, not only, Charles, in the run game, but in the pass game as well. And he can be such a weapon for them when they utilize him this way.
And, partner, you know I'm a veteran, right? In other words, that means a little bit older. Back in my day, we used to call a guy like this a workhorse, except he carried the ball all the time. Now they get it to him a variety of ways, but you're right, they want to run their offense through him.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
They'll look to throw again. Throw caught here by Bird. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. Well, this is what you want to see from your rookie quarterback on an opening drive, Charles. He looks cool, he looks calm, he looks collected in marching them down the field.
And, Brandon, I just think the game continues to change and evolve because we're calling these guys rookies. But, you know, they've thrown the football so much at a younger level now. Way more so than what we saw when guys came into the league when you and I came through.
And also just the way, in particular to him, Charles, how he handles himself in meetings. Just so professional, mature. Looks like he's been in the league 5 years.
Yeah, he cares about the game. He cares about his performance, and it's showing.
On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Give to Patterson, running to the right. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. He'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Desmond Ridder with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Falcons have moved out in front. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Well, I admire anyone trying to pick up an additional couple of yards. They're just not worth it when you take shots like that. Quarterbacks have to stay in the game and stay on the field.
To throw again on second down. Winston. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Grady Jarrett busting through to get him for a loss of 6. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 20. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 41 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive. And these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 12 more yards there and another first down.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
A chance for a first touchdown drive of the year. It's 1st and goal. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about the
touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara from 8 yards out. Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7.
Makes the score Saints 10, Falcons 7.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Here's Batson now, bringing it out of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. Now he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Let's go. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Once more, they turn to Patterson. And he's got some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. That good for 19 and a first down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
to throw now on first down. Over the middle, he gets it to Patterson. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down.
Well, another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL start. And Charles, obviously they want him to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in this first month or so, what do you think they're hoping to see from it?
Well, for every question they'll have for him, they should have for themselves as a coaching staff, because it's not just how quickly can he learn the offense, it's what they can teach him, right? How can he build a relationship with his receivers? And, of course, how open is he to learning? And, of course, how open are they to giving him things that he can put in place on the field?
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Out of the gun now on third down.
And that's caught. It's Bryan Edwards.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, had his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day one.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Back to the ground now. Patterson.
And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory.
44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Two minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll set up a throw, and he'll complete this one to Patterson. And he is going to have a Falcons first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. A nice throw right there, and these fans getting their first look at their QB1 of the future. And I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start away from home so you don't have the extra pressure of that crowd behind you. But I say ride the wave, embrace it. Go ahead and play to that level, and I think it's going to benefit him in the long run.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now back to throw. And he'll throw this one away. But I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Here's Hardy set to return. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. On 1st and 10, Winston drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Winston. He completes it to Olave. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
The receiver factor at Ohio State turned out an NFL-ready deep threat this year in Olave, who New Orleans jumped up to get at number 11. The Saints learned last year they need another defense breaker in their receiver room to allow a little bit of space to throw underneath. Sub 4.4 speed and a history of turning deep routes into touchdowns made Chris Olave their guy, and he gets them the first down. And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Winston. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he will have a first down as they're into field goal range now at the 30. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Winston to give. It's Kamara. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. The kick by Lutz is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went in at the half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Into the hands of Bird over the middle. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs as we just saw there.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Got a man, it's Patterson. Puts it on the carpet, it's out. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. So the opposite of what they envisioned when they left that locker room, a turnover on the opening drive of this 3rd quarter.
I like your identification there because that's exactly what they discussed in the locker room before they came out on the field. Let's get the ball, let's go down and score, put some points on the board and feel good about it. Not an insurmountable lead, but definitely not how they saw it at halftime.
Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Winston. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hill. And he'll get this to the 22. So they began the play at the 11, and it's a gain of 11. First down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Second down, and it's Kamara again. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I get the thought process. 3rd and short, give it to the fullback, let him bulldoze his way. But that means you're counting on your offensive line to win the line of scrimmage, aren't you?
Yeah, and there was just a mass of bodies there at the line. Looked like more defenders than offensive guys. Winds up losing yardage. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to try back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. They know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Flush to his right. And I think the ball's out. Well, you had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the 3rd quarter and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that because now the nerves start to come into play a little bit. You're a little bit jangled. You don't want to give your opponents any avenues to get back into the game. What you'd rather do, put up signs that say, roads closed.
They'll run with Patterson. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. 51 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. And they gave themselves options there on the third down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half. And that trend is continuing here.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
But they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Dumps this one off to Algier. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. Koo knocks this one through the post. And the deficit trimmed to 6 now. It's 16-10. They're certainly happy they were able to force the fumble, Charles, but wish they would have gotten in the end zone, only getting 3 points there and still facing this second half deficit.
And they also will understand it's going to be a whole lot tougher to force another turnover the rest of the game because that offense, they're going to be all about ball security from here on out.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Jameis to throw it. The pass caught by Olave. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one good for 26 and a first down. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
From the 44, Winston. They'll get this out to Kamara. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now it's 3rd and 4.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Five men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down. Winston now. And that is incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll look to throw. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Yards to go.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Patterson. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So a nice throw there. And, CD, I'd have to think you've been impressed with what you've seen thus far here in his debut.
You know me well. I have been impressed because what I've seen is him starting to understand how to play the game in a short amount of time. The dazzling plays, they'll come, and with experience. But right now, we're seeing him handle the game, make all the smart plays, and the right reads.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Back to throw again. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Bird. 7 yards there and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. 1st and 10, it's Patterson. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Let's go. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Patterson. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. 3rd and 7 now. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. He'll drop to throw. Open man, there is Patterson, complete. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Now here's a throw that's complete.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Ritter and London team up there. First down, Atlanta.
Here we go. Here we go. Hey, no steal.
Running left, here's Patterson. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. The 71 yards rushing for him now to this point.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
They'll go again with Patterson. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Just week one, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different. As we come up, oh no, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. He's at the 50. 30, 10, 5, and he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room, where they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
The Saints will line up for the two-point conversion.
Winston now after the fumble recovery. It's complete, and he is not going to get in there. He stopped short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Here's Batson now, bringing it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Lutz with the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
Here's Batson now, bringing it out of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ready, set.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week one because they have not been particularly competitive here. At home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
First and 10.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Ready.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. He'll look to throw. Oh, it's tipped, but he still makes the adjustment. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Ritter on target to Pitts for a Falcon first down.
On the set. Field, black. Set.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit.
Looking there for Pitts, but intercepted. Marcus May with a pick, and the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said, 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 48 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Now in his 6th season, Kamara just continues to be one of the best dual-purpose backs in football. He's never missed a Pro Bowl, and he has the most total yards in the NFL since entering the league in 2017. He actually played in his fewest games in a season last year and still had over 1,300 yards.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.